Hey guys, we're going to be analyzing data today. For number 1, it says students in Miss Cook's science class used a scale to weigh toys brought from home. The stem and leaf plot shows the weights. So we always want to look at the key. The stem is going to represent the ones place, and the leaves are going to represent the tenths place. Okay, so whatever numbers in the stem is going to be in front of the decimal, and the number that's after in the leaves is going to be the number after the decimal. So the question says, based on information in the stem and leaf plot, which statement is true? Okay, so we're looking for the one that is true. Okay, be prepared to show a lot of work in this one. Letter A says the total weight of all the toys that are greater than 2 is 5.27. So greater than 2, okay? So that's going to be 2.2, 2.5, 3.0, 3.1. And remember, when you add decimals, you want to line up your decimal place value. So we're going to add those up and we get 10.8. So this is not equal to 5.27. So this is going to be false. Okay. Letter B says the total weight of all the toys is less . Okay. Then 1 is 47. Okay, so less than 1, which is going to be all of the ones in this first row here. All right, so we're going to add them over here on the side. We have 0.3, 0.4, 0.6, 0.7, and then we have 3.9s. So add those together and you get 4.7, which is not the same as 47. This is a whole number, and this has 4 in the ones place and 7 in the tenths place. So this is also going to be false. Letter C, the total weight of all the toys between 1 and 2 is 9.4. So between 9 and 2, or sorry, not 9, 1 and 2. So that's going to be all of the numbers here in the middle. So we're going to add those. 1.1 plus 1.1 plus 1.3 plus 1.3 plus 1.4, 1.5, and 1.7. So we add those together and we get 9.4. Okay. So that is equal to the number that they gave us here. So far this one is true. Letter D says the total weight of all the toys between 0.5 and 1.2 is 6.9. So 0.5 would be anything greater than this. So we're going to use these numbers here, and then less than 1.2. So these are the numbers that we're going to use right here. Okay, so we're going to add them over here on the side since we don't have much room. We have 0.6, 0.7, 0.9, 0.9, 0.9, 1.1, 1.1. So we add those together and we get 6.2. So that's not the same as 6.9, so this is also false. So the only one that is true is letter C. Okay. Let me go ahead and erase this since we're going to be needing it for the next 2 problems. Okay. Number 2. We want to find the difference, which means we're going to be subtracting, of the weight of the toy that weighs the most and the one that weighs the least. So again, we're going to look at our stem and leaf plot, and remember the least is going to be up here, 0.3, and the most is going to be down here, 3.1. So we're going to subtract 3.1 minus 0.3 is 2.8, which is letter F. Number 3, we want to know which one is not a true statement. So it says exactly half of the toys weigh more than 1.2. Okay, well first I have to figure out how many toys there were, so I'm going to count all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we have 18 total toys. Alright, so half is, says exactly half is more than 1.2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 is half of 18, so this is true. Okay, letter B, the total weight of the 6 toys that weigh, so 6 toys that weigh the least. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna use only 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm gonna add those 6 together. So we have 0.3 plus 0.4, 0.6, 0.7, 0.9, 0.9. Add them and we get 3.8. So that is also true. Okay, letter C, the total weight of the 5 heaviest toys is 12.4. So let's look up here again. We want to look at the heaviest this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have to add those up. So I'm going to add them here. So 3.1 plus 3.0 plus 2.5 plus 2.2 plus 1.7. Add those together and we got 12.5. So that is not match 12.4 over here, so this is false. Finally, letter D says half of the toys weigh between 1.2 and 4. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is half of 18, so this is true. So the only one that is not true is letter C. Okay. Mr. Fisher gave 18 students an exam. He created this scatter plot to show the number of absences and exam grades for the students. Okay. It says which is supported by the scatter plot. Letter F says the students who scored below 70 were absent a combined total of 25 days. So below 70. So this is 70 right here. All right, this is going to be 8. This is 7. This is 6, and this is 5. So I have to add those together. 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5. is actually 26. So this is false. Letter G, the student who scored 100 was absent twice as many days as one of the students who scored 95. Okay, so 100 is here, which means this was only one day absent, and this is 0, and this is 1. So 1 times 2 is not 1, and 0 times 2 is not 1, so this is also false. Letter H, the student who had 8 absences earned a grade that was 15 points lower than the student who had 6 absences. Okay, so for this one, we're going to look at 8, which is 55, and 6, which is 65, and then subtract them. So 65 minus 55 is actually 10, so this is false. And the last one, the students who scored above 85 were absent a combined total of 4 days. Okay, so above 85, this is 0, and this is 2. So 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 4, which is true. So J is your answer. Number 5, how many more absences did the student with the lowest score have than the student with the highest score? So when it says how many more, that means we're going to be subtracting, and we want the lowest and the highest. So the highest was 100, and the lowest, oh, I'm sorry, we're not looking at the scores. We're looking at the absences. Okay, so we need to be careful. So absences. Okay, so the highest was 100. That was absent 1 time. The lowest was 55, and that one was absent 8 times. So I actually have to subtract 8 minus 1 is 7. Okay, and the last one, Mr. Fisher remembered that he had one more exempt grade. The extra student scored 25 points higher than the student who was absent for 6 days. Okay, so let's look at that. 6 days is 65. So 65 plus 25, that's 90. Then it says this extra student was absent for 5 fewer days than the student who scored 55. Okay, so let's look at that. 55 and is 8. So 8 minus 5 is 3. So J is your answer.